Okay, what's up? Um, just doing another video, very unstructured. Don't really have a plan, but whatever. I did want to kind of look at winning neutral versus Marth. It's something I've been thinking about a lot, and I think I have some examples that I might go over, or just like a way to explain it and still kind of brainstorm some of my thoughts on neutral versus Marth. Let's see. Let's just start with that, actually, before I practice this for like too long. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Also, I moved my mic a bit closer, but that might mean that my controller is a bit louder. I don't know if that's an issue, but I turned the game audio down a little bit more. But let me know how these audio levels are, I suppose. But okay. Neutral versus Marth. It feels like this spacing, like the spacing that comes up naturally, like you guys drop through and you're just here. He's dash dancing, you're dash dancing. It's like, it feels like it's building like a lot of tension in between, like in this area, where one of us wants to like take that space or move in with that space with like a move or something. And that's why Marth players will like nair in or wave bash in down tilt, and Fox players will like drill in or nair in or up smash. But like, I think I want to look at like Cody and Mang0 a bit, because I think this is how Cody wins neutral versus Marth so consistently. Is he only chooses, not only, but he chooses a lot to play the mix-ups with Marth after Marth lands. He doesn't often play the mix-up of calling out Marth's jump. And I agree with that, because I feel like calling out Marth's jump is like, it's inconsistent. Because Marth can jump at different times. He can choose different drifts. It's just, he has all his options available still. But if you wait for Marth to land and then choose to play mix-ups with him, now his jump becomes more of like a risk. Does that make sense? Like, let's see. I always do this with visuals, but like, wow, I'm so bad at auto canceling there. Oh, that was good. Okay. So yeah, like, outright dealing with the first nair is usually pretty hard, right? But if you wait for him to land, you still get like the same, not the same situation, but like close enough. Like you're actually like close enough to deal with his jump. Like, he doesn't have how do I put this? It's just now a risk for him to jump. And there is a risk for him to jumping here. Like, I can with punish it with this or something like that, but the thing with that is like, I don't have to do the nair. I can jump and do forward air. I can drift my nair forward, I can drift my nair back. But in all of these situations, like, if you just let him land, then we can play the mix-ups a lot more comfortably then. He just doesn't have as many as many timing mix-ups after he lands. Like, he can still outplay this nair, right? With like dash back or whatever, but it's like you're removing his jump, or you're just making his jump like a pretty big risk now. As to where right now it's like, it's kind of ambiguous if there is a risk involved with jumping. Like, ideally, I think you want to be hitting Marth jumping up, not like not landing, if that makes sense. Like, cause this one I can't tell if he's gonna nair or neutral air or whatever. But after he lands, like, I don't care which one he's gonna do. I'm close to him in time to like punish him. And maybe we can go over some of the mix-ups that like Cody and Mang0 use here after Marth lands, because I think those mix-ups are worth like learning so you can get better at this situation. Because like I don't want people to just be like, oh okay, wait for Marth to land and then nair him. And it's like I think it's a bit deeper than that. Let's see. Let's go into it because I'm pretty bad at these mix-ups myself, but I need to learn them as well. And this isn't like me practicing. This is more so me going through my thought process and coming up with things and trying to explain it for people to understand as well. So this might be a little bit different video because I'm not just going to be practicing. But I don't know, talking about this stuff helps me cement it a bit more myself. Okay. So we have nair dash back. Like, we're gonna keep it pretty simple. Double nair. Nair dash forward. Let's start with those. So I think when testing these mix-ups, something I like to do is I like to see how they interact with like the other outcomes. So something like, I think a big mistake Fox players trying to do is they try and whiff punish or chase with running shine. And I think chasing with running shine is more of a thing you do when you're already kind of right on top of Marth. I feel like chasing him with running shine from far away is usually like pretty bad. Marth can kind of play around that pretty easily, or you can see it. But you can use that to your advantage. Like a lot of time, Marth players will do this type of pivot grab once they see Fox enter like his run or whatever. Why can't I pivot grab? Damn, maybe this is kind of hard to deal with. I think I'm just supposed to dash back a lot further, like that. Yeah. But the thing with this, sorry, is I think this is a pretty like hard read from Marth. It's not like he's confirming the running shine, it's that he's confirming like Fox entering run and making his read. So I think this can be like pretty exploitable. Like something that I just recently stole from Cody is this, where he runs as if he's going to do a running shine and then full hops in place. And I think that's just one way to like, you know, make this mix up pretty good. And then you want to test like how it works with like other things. Like it does lose to a double nair in place, and it probably interacts pretty well with this, like you guys cross up. So I like that. I guess some other ways. Wave dash down, pretty good. Even just dash dancing. Another one is just like raw, like running, like going for a grab or overshooting there. And it all depends on like also like how close are you to avoiding like the first jump. Like, are you avoiding it from like this far away, or like are you right here? You're avoiding it, because if that's the case, then like sometimes you can actually get that running shine if you're a lot closer. Right, that's like the distance you want to be getting that running shine. But like starting from here, I think you would be better off like trying to bait Marth into thinking you're doing that running shine. Okay. What's the next one? This one we just went over. Like, you know, a good way to deal with that. I really like this because you can kind of overshoot your aerial, and it might, you know, it might do well versus like the dash back, you see. But hopefully you guys see like why it's so valuable to like not challenge Marth jumping, but how do I put it? Not challenging his first jump, just waiting for him to land. You know, how does it deal with this? And you guys cross up here. Like, I really like that. The cross up one, I think the cross up, like Marth dashing forward, you might deal with in a way where like you're doing something like a drill in place, a full hop in place, something like that. Because I feel like these things interact really well with like, you know, maybe him jumping again and him dashing back. Like it's going to be too hard for him to punish a lot of times. Okay. Yeah, that running shine from really far away, not that good, I don't think. But let's just look at some examples, honestly. Like I have a few myself. Like I just played Zang yesterday. And I had a few situations, like, let's see. Oh, this looks jank. This is better. Sorry, whatever. Okay, so look at this. He jumps. I don't want to interact with the first jump, right? And it's like, I think Marth jumps because, like, he kind of has to protect himself, right? Because if he's not jumping and he's dash dancing, then that allows Falco or Fox to, like, close the space and get closer to him. I don't think Marth wants either Fox or Falco close to him, right? They're not... When they do this nair, it's not like they're doing it because they want to bait you. They're doing it because they want this nair to hit. Like, they were hoping that, like, Falco jumped into it or whatever. But now that we're here, it's like, this is cool because I could nair you now. Like, I can actually challenge your jump again. So I'm putting you in a situation where it's like, now it's risky for you to do that nair. I might nair shine you and hit a big combo. And I choose a laser instead, which I think is really good. Like, I didn't believe that he'd jump again. So that was nice. And then look at this. I make the mistake of, I'm like, oh, okay, I want to do a timing read or whatever. I'm just too far away. And I try and challenge his jump and get clipped. And it's like, it's not that big of a deal because I was at low percent. I could play out of it pretty well. But like, man, right away I was like, oh, that's kind of dangerous. But then look at this. Let him whiff first. And now it's like, my timing on my next nair is going to be so much better because it's like, oh, I know he can't, like, he doesn't have time to, like, dash forward in nair before I can hit him. Like, he's very limited in which aerial timing he tries to do if he does decide to jump. It's so limited now because he's, like, in this landing lag and because I'm, like, able to, like, line up with him and dash forward. So I get, like, an easy nair. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's pretty good. Again, right? Like, I let him whiff. And now I'm like, okay, cool. We're playing this mix-up now. And I read him jumping again. And he reads me waiting. And I'm like, dude, that's fine. I love that. Like, I'd much rather play this mix-up than guessing here where it's ambiguous, right? Like, I can't tell if he's going to jump. I can't tell when he's going to jump. I can't tell his drift or whatever. So I'm like, fuck that. But now it's like, okay, let's play that mix-up. Same here, right? I'm not going to deal with the first wave of this. But now it's like I can set my timing a lot better. And then look at the time where I do finally read his jump without him landing first. It's in a spot where I'm really close to him, right? He is shielding, so he couldn't dash back or whatever, but I didn't know he was shielding. It happened too quickly. I just knew the spacing was pretty close to where I could hit him jumping. I just knew I had time to hit him, like, the startup of his jump. So it's like, this is the situation I got if I waited for him to land, but I got to skip that part because I was already close to him, if that makes sense. Did anything else happen? I don't think so. But yeah, let's Let's watch like Cody and Zane. And we'll just see if this like trend continues, because this is where I got it from. Cody versus Zane, first to 10. Let's just like skim through this, honestly. Whoops. Sorry, this is janky, but who cares, right? Okay, not gonna focus too much on anything else other than the situations we just talked about. But I do want to say, like, again, if Marth isn't jumping and he's staying grounded, that leaves like it gives Fox and Falco time to like close that space, and I think that is like what both species want to do, if they can do it, is to close that space. You don't want to play versus Marth from a far distance, I don't think. But man, I think this is why, again, giving advice is so hard, because like people have told me to stay closer to Marth or whatever, but like no one's just, well, I don't want to say no one. Someone probably has explained it to me like this, but majority of people, when they tell me this advice, they don't explain it in this type of light, or like through this lens of like, you want to stay close to him because it's risky for him to jump. You don't want to deal with his first aerial when the timings are inconsistent or ambiguous, you know. It's kind of a good example. He didn't do anything out of it, but he doesn't deal with the first one, and then he presses. Good recovery. Maybe one of these days we'll also talk about recovery. Because I think Cody's pretty fucking good at that. And not just like because of the notches and shit. It does help. That was nice. Alright, I really like this. Waited for him to land. Goes in, and it's like, I don't want people to get too caught up in like whether like it's a true whiff punish or it's true punish or anything like that, because a lot of times that's what people ask me. It's like, how do I punish this? And they ask it as if it's like a direct answer, and it's like, I don't think that's how, first of all, the game works, but definitely it's not how like the higher tiers work. Like they're high tiers for a reason, right? They have ways to like deal with these things in different ways every time. So it's like, this was a great like punish, but it wasn't like he was punishing the forward air itself. It's like he's punishing Marv by like playing winning mix-ups after he lands, if that makes sense. Because like here, Marth could have shielded. Marth could have rolled, you know, could have countered, but Marth tried to down tilt and he got shine grab. So it's like, I really like this, honestly. Do not get too caught up in like the specific answer. And like, even when he's wrong, it's like I still really like what he did. Lets Marth land, and then he's playing winning mix-ups. Like, this is winning for Fox. This is like huge for Fox, honestly. Like, let's just look at it again. Like, Marth isn't doing his forward air to bait him. You would never want to put yourself in like 7 frames of lag and then have to shield. But like, by Fox avoiding this and not trying to challenge the timing or whatever, it's just like, now he gets to play these winning mix-ups. So many things could have happened here, right? Fox is in position to nair if Marth jumps. He's in position to grab if Marth shields. He's in position to cover rolls. Like, he's in position to drill If Marth decides to down tilt and he's in position to like bait out an up tilt or something stationary, and it's like, how do I put it? I don't know. I think those are the winning mix-ups you want to be playing, rather than like, how do you punish this forward air? It's like, no, how do you get in situations where you're playing winning mix-ups? I think that's the goal. And again, speaking from experience, I think like thinking along the side of like, how do you punish this specific thing and those specific things is like, it gets complicated. And I don't recommend that type of thinking, just because it's so much on the mental stack. I think learn how to play your mix-ups, like the ones where you have advantage, and make those pretty strong. I think that is like all Cody is doing. And not to say that he's not doing a lot. I think this is really fucking good. But it's pretty simple. And maybe after this we'll look at like a Mang0 Falco game. Oh, that was cool. Cody always does that. I hope they go to FD after this. I really want to see a stage without all these shenanigans. Dead? Damn, Fox is broken. Also, the more I'm thinking about it, like, maybe it's not just Marth landing. Because all that him landing is doing is just, it's him being in lag. Maybe I'm framing it the wrong way. I think you want to look for Marth just being in lag. I think him landing is like an easier way to look for it. But maybe the better way to look for it is like when he's in lag. Because Cody just did it here. After this down tilt, he chases him. And this is a very, very similar situation to Marth landing. It's just that he's in some lag. He whiffed. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know if it's him landing, if it's him whiffing, or him just being in lag. I'm pretty sure it's just Marth being in some sort of lag. Because right here, it's like, this is the same situation. If Marth jumps, Fox is in position to hit him. He could hit him, right? He could call out his jump, and it wouldn't matter what the aerial is, or what the timing on the aerial is, or the drift. He's just in position to hit the startup of Marth's jump. So this is very similar. And he doesn't play the mix-up of like trying to read the jump. He reads the dash back, and he's right. This is cool. Lets him land. I'm assuming he's going to go in. He just lost this little mix-up, which is fine. Like, this is... these are all good for Fox. Like, losing mix-ups that way, let me tell you, like, you'd rather lose the mix-up getting hit by the down tilt than getting hit by this forward air. This was great. Completely avoided that. And then he tries to, like, maybe overshoot again. Right? This is probably him going in or setting up for an overshoot. But he might have missed space. But it's like, okay, you got down tilted. I think the important thing there was that he didn't get forward air. Oh, that was greedy. That was great. Wow. I'm learning more as I go. That's why I like these type of videos, because like I'm not trying to come off as if I know everything. It's like, this is my time to also learn as well. Because I've already changed my mind a little bit. Or not even changed it, it's just like kind of widened my already, like, what I already understood about it. It just got a little bit deeper. That was crazy. How did this start? Oh, okay. Yeah, that recovery's broken. Up B. Down tilt. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let him land. Dude, look at that. I haven't seen him run into like any of these like type of aerials, right? Right? Like he's not gonna run into that. And he got a super sick whiff punish here. What the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah, I like this. The way Cody is losing like these mix-ups are from straight down tilts, or like Zane might have to hard read him, but like look at that. He's not about to just jump into this nair, right? You could read them, but like why would you? Those are losing mix-ups. Why not wait and play winning mix-ups? And look at Marth. Every time Marth whiffs, it's not like we've seen Marth whiff and do something like comfortable. It's like he whiffs and he's fucking booking it. Like he's out of there. He's whiffing and he's shielding. He's whiffing and jumping again to protect himself. It's like he doesn't have the luxury to like whiff and be like, all right, we're still in neutral. I'm gonna start dash dancing. No, he's not dash dancing. He is like leaving. He has to like protect himself. Oh, that's the first time. And again, I do think it does happen. Like I do think you can read Marth's jumps occasionally. I think having that as your base game plan though is going to result in like inconsistent like outcomes versus Marth, where like there are some Marths that you have hard reads on that your jumps line up with, and then there's other Marths that they might drift back and do forward airs instead of approaching airs or something like that. So it's just, I feel like you're going to get mixed results if that's your base game plan versus Marth is to just hard read his jumps and his timings rather than just put him in losing mix-ups. That was a crazy forward air. Holy shit. Nice. Same concept, right? Marth lands, doesn't get hit by that, chases the option after. That time he does. I think you can also like risk more, obviously, like the more you're up. Watch a few more examples and then maybe a Mang0 game. It's already been 27 minutes. Like, dude, these videos are hard to do because I just want to sit here and talk and watch. And it's like I don't need to stop, but I feel like any longer would just be, I don't know. Look at that again. Like he's just not getting hit by that. Why would you get hit by that? Why would you get hit by that? Played a winning mix-up after, and now Marth is off stage, dead. Let's just watch one more situation where it comes up. And he does that every time. Yeah, why would he get hit there? He lost the mix-up after, which is fine. I wish we could see Cody do the running full hop in place. He hasn't done it yet, but I swear it's like something he does. I suggest watching for it next time you guys watch him play. Yeah, like, I love this, because, like, not going to lose the mix-up getting hit by a forward air. You know, he might lose it getting hit by this down tilt, but he's not going to run into it there. Yeah, he's not going to run into that. He might lose it getting hit by a down tilt. This is actually such a great example, honestly. And people complain like, oh, Marth down tilt, and it's just like, dude, look at Marth for a second. Like, he's protecting himself. And it's like he's not getting a lot from these down tilts at all. Now maybe Cody's spacing changes like at a bit higher percents, but who knows. Okay. Let's watch Mang0 versus Zane. Let's watch the birthday bash one, because Zane always tells me that this is that Mang0 played like amazing this set, and I just kind of want to see if like, you know, the trend follows of if you're reading Marth jump, you're pretty close to him, and if you're not close to him, you're letting him land. Why is this so high, like HD? What the fuck? This melee looks so clean. That was cool. I like that he didn't get hit by that nair. Found him in lag. Back air. Oh, you fool. Oh, you fool. And when he gets Marth in frame disadvantage, he keeps it. Oh, yeah, that's just perfect. That's a perfect example, right? It's like, you don't know when Marth's going to jump. You don't know if he's going to late aerial or whatever. But what you can do is you can put him in a position where he has to defend himself after. And look at him. Every time we've seen this, like, when Marth whiffs this and lands, it's like it's not like a haha gotcha type of moment. It's like a oh shit, here he comes type of thing, you know? So I love that. Probably just watch this stock and then call it. I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys want longer videos, but I upload lessons that are an hour long. But yeah, I don't know. It's been 30 minutes. Let's call it there. If you guys have more questions about like this specifically, I can continue it next video. Like I said, I think I'm just doing these every day. You're either gonna get a video like this or a lesson. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. But I'll probably record another video like this tomorrow and upload it. Again, appreciate the feedback and all the comments. If you have questions, like, please leave a comment. If you have suggestions, yada yada, or just, you know, I'm going to get better at responding to comments. So if you guys want to talk to me, that's a good place to start. But okay, yeah, enjoy. Peace.